everybody, welcome back to my habitat. Today I'm working in my front yard. I need to clean a few perennials up and deadhead a lot of things. And then of course, weeding, the endless job of it. I'm gonna be doing a lot of it today. First thing I'm gonna do is take you guys on a quick tour just to show you what's blooming, what's looking really good. And then I'm gonna go around cleaning up the perennials, and I'll show you just kind of what I do and what is the basic maintenance for that individual plant. So first, let's go on that tour. So we'll start off right at the hosta bed. They are so full this year. These are on year 2, these plants. I got them from a neighbor whenever they were moving out, so I'm not sure the variety, but they have taken up this space beautifully. I have morning glories climbing the trellises, and I do have a quite large, right there, dahlia plant that should be flowering within the next few weeks. I have some echinaceas here looking beautiful. This is a bubblegum pink coneflower. My green twisters are just about to flower. I might miss them. I'm about to leave on vacation, so these might bloom before I get back. These are my drumstick alliums. I have a few of them here, and they're very quickly becoming one of my favorite plants. Me and Daniel have actually already ordered more of them to put in this fall to kind of double up on this area. Veronica putting on their first flush of blooms here. Beautiful plant. I always see bees around this, but not today because it is quite cool out. I have my tick seed that is just starting to bloom up now. First 2 blooms. If you guys have ever had like a coreopsis or tick seed, they fill out massively. But this one we transplanted this year and it's not doing so hot. I'm not sure if you guys remember in an earlier video. I have 2 Agastaches Navajo Sunset that I grew from seed. This is the first year for this plant. I grew it this winter in a little red solo cup. Same with this one over here. This one's quite a bit taller than this one, but I kind of like the compactness of this one. I also have a Linatris or gay feather right here, looking very beautiful and just about to start flowering. And I have a delphinium right there that is in bloom. I love it so much. I want to actually, next year, I'm gonna probably put in maybe a few more in this section and just let them kind of take over. In the spring, this is my allium bed. So I think it'd be really, really nice to have all the alliums come up, and then once they die back, cut them back and let the delphiniums take over. So next year, just to show what I want for the future of this kind of front lawn garden to be, is I want this whole back area in the back to be loaded with perennials. And I just want to have a few spots for annuals. I want this to be a very low maintenance area where I just have to, kind of clean up the perennial mess throughout the season, which is a joy to do, to be honest. I do not mind that whatsoever. And just kind of leave this area for annuals and the area just up there. But considering that this is a garden that's only really on its second year, first year for all of this, really, I'm really happy with it. And I'm excited just to continue adding to this garden and watching it grow and, nurturing it. It's gonna be beautiful. It already is, and it's gonna continue to be beautiful. Also, my lavender is in full bloom right now, and I can smell it from like 5-6 feet away. It's amazing. Now that you guys have seen what's flowering, and you guys kind of know the future of this garden bed, let's get to the perennial maintenance with the perennials we already have in this yard, starting in the pot behind me. So I am loving the combination in this pot with the fuchsia, the coral bell here, perennial salvia in the back, and then a huge coleus coming here. I also decorated with a few spent blooms or seed heads of the alliums. But the main plant I want to talk to you guys about is the salvia back here. So it is actually already starting to push new blooms, which means that it is definitely the time to cut back all the old ones. The second plant I'm going to clean up is this bogleweed. Now you can actually see this is it not cleaned up, and this is what it looks like once you clean it up. This is just, you can see the leaf structure a lot better, and over here just kind of looks like a bit of a mess. All I'm going to do is take each individual flower head and cut it back right beneath the first set of leaves. So for my dianthus, what I'm gonna do is take off all of this stuff and just leave the green underneath. So I'll take off all the stems. And I'll do the same thing with my white dianthus over here. Came to step into the shade just so you guys can see me better. Now dianthus is one of those plants that I've tried cutting back in the right way to get it to bloom again. I haven't had full luck. You know, it shoots up little flowers here and there, but not like another flush at all. So what I'm gonna do is kind of do like a hard cut back on it, where I'm gonna just kind of take off all of the blooms that I see and then let it come back fresh and see what happens. I'll let you know, but I just really want a second flush of blooms from my dianthus, like hardcore. Next plant I'm going to clean up are these sedums. We got some old seed heads on them that are starting, but just take a look at these for a second because they're very cool seed heads. Like a bunch of little stars. And I would honestly leave them on the plant if it wasn't for the fact that they are pushing a bunch of new flowers. So I'm gonna take these off, clean it up a little bit. It is also important to note with sedums that you want to cut beneath the leaf canopy like that, so you can kind of cover up the old dead stem. And then down here, this is where I had all of those grape hyacinths at the beginning of the year, but now they're starting to look dead. So I'm gonna cut these right back to the ground and just have mulch here. And they'll come back probably later on this fall with the green foliage. I also have some sea thrift here. I'm just going to cut it right beneath the grass canopy of the foliage. There is still some with some pink that I'm gonna leave, but the blooms on this are absolutely gorgeous. They kind of look like little tufflet trees from the Lorax, you know, the Dr. Seuss book. Very beautiful plant. Final thing that I'm deadheading today are my dahlias. I'm gonna chop them right back. Even if they look like they're a fresh bloom, I'm not gonna be here for the next week or so, so I'm gonna get it done now. So a little confession, this video was done in two parts. Two parts. After I was done with some of the trimming, I ended up going to work, and I'm a dog walker. On the way back to my place, a lady was digging up her garden, and there was two sedums. So this one right here that she was digging up and she was just tossing it out. I asked her if I could take them and she said absolutely, so I dug them up. And now I have two new plants. I have this one and a kind of a similar variety to which we trimmed earlier in this video, but a little bit more longer, so it's a little bit more mature. We're gonna plant those, so we're gonna skip the weeding because I know you guys know what weeding looks like, and I'm gonna plant these down by the road. The first one that I planted right there with the yellow flowers. Decided to put the one with the pink flowers over here. Now I love this combination. I think whenever this flowers fully next year, or maybe even later in the season, I think it's gonna look so good next to the silver mound. I love that combination of like the cooler pink and the silvery foliage of the silver mound. Okay, I want to thank you guys for watching. Such a nice surprise getting those plants today. I'm sure you guys are probably the same way whenever you get unexpected plants and you're just like, oh, I gotta find a place to put them. Yeah, oh, today was just such a good day. Thank you for watching. Till next time, stay planting.